Hello everyone, I am in George Sali, and today let's talk about the theory of leisure class by Thorstein Veblen. So, have you ever thought sometimes na have you ever bought something just to show or to brag na kaya mong bumili? That you could buy that particular product? Not because you needed it, but because it meant something else. For example, a luxury bag of Louis Vuitton, a rare sneaker that I actually bought online, which were more than the regular sneaker shoes. Maybe even in NFTs or a online skin for video games like Mobile Legends, worth 5k at least. No, no worries, I didn't spend that much. But and this one lastly, this guitar is worth 8,000 pesos. Locally produced, this guitar is worth more than a regular guitar to others. If so, congratulations, you've met Thorstein Veblen. Well, his goes, at least, I just kidding. His claims, assumptions, and main theory of his theory on the theory of leisure class. Oh, pardon? In in 1899, an American economist and sociologist Thurston Veblen published a searing satirical critique of capitalist society that called the theory of the leisure class. In it, he made a bold claim na we don't consume things not just because they're useful, but because we consume it to show it off to others. As Veblen portrays or call this claim as conspicuous consumption. It means spending money not for utility, but spending it for gaining status. And it's not just about what you buy, but also on how you publicly or how do you do it. No. Hence, fast forward in today's time where every brunch, uh, vacation, and shopping spree is documented through online platforms like Facebook stories, Instagram stories, or influencers where at least 10,000 pesos and to sell their 20 water bottles. Where billionaires like Elon Musk race to space just because they can. Veblen will feel right about that. Let's unpack the three consumptions of Veblen's theory and how they hold up. No? One is that people consumes to signal status. In today's time, social media is a living museum of Veblen's ideas. Think about luxury branding, per se. A Rolex doesn't just tell time, it tells a story about you. A Gucci belt is a billboard, one you wear around your waist. Even in digital spaces, This holds and like NFT designers, skins like I mentioned earlier, video games, having blue check marks on Twitter, Facebook, each is a form of symbolic capital. So yes, Veblen first assumption is still wildly relevant. Second is that the elite set the standard of good taste. Back in 1899, it was the aristocracy who defined the culture. Where aristocracy is a form of government that group of people, uh, group of people, for example, the relatively a small privileged class or by minority consisting of those who specified best to rule. No? Um, and today's time, it's also a mix of tech billionaires, celebrities, and digital influencers. Ever, ever wonder na why urban neighborhoods suddenly fill up with boutique cafes, yoga studios, and for example, the minimalist culture in billionaires most likely inclined to. That's not just urban development, that's Veblen's cultural trickle down effect. But here's the twist. Today's culture is less top down than in Veblen's time. Per se, a 16 years old from the Bronx in New York can start a global dance trend on TikTok. Diba? Like a thrift core fashionista can dethrone Paris runaway standards like the Instagram models per se. You know? They don't have the quality. I know no, the qualification for being a Paris runaway standards. You know? Because it shapes the trend fashionista culture. So while Veblen was right about influence, sorry, he missed the potential of grassroots culture and digital democracy. Third one is cons- conspicuous lecture is still a thing, but just rebranded. And Veblen's time, the rich show off by not working. Today, they show off by work, pretending they work, while sipping matcha in Bali, walking streets, strolling in Dubai streets, no, taking pictures, the taking pictures like the prefecture in Japan, no. Welcome to the age of digital nomad. Hashtag fun life, hashtag hustle culture that somehow still finds time for yoga retreats and luxury silent meditations. Leisure now like a productivity, but still ambivalent at heart. A bunch of privileges worn by those who don't need to grind 9 to 5 hours. But let's be fair, saw all the consumption as status driven. Veblen's theory isn't perfect. That's an oversimplification. In today's time, people buy sustainably, ethically, and politically. In a sense, a fair trade shirt or an electric car might still carry status, but also uh, it have a moral signal in it. But also Veblen underestimate human resistance. Reed, he didn't see the rise of ethical consumerism, minimalist movements, or anti-capitalist subcultures. That people don't just follow the elite, they question them, they criticize them, they mock them. No? Veblen gave us the diagnosis, but he didn't believe in the cure. As so, why should we still care about the theory about on leisure class, no? Because behind every luxury unboxing video, behind it is every behind it is quite a trend and every status war on resumes, no? When you go on to apply for a job, no? There's a deeper truth he exposed that we are a social creatures. And in capital societies, status is a currency that if we want a more sustainable, ethical, and honest world, we don't need to understand not just what people buy, but why they are buying it. No, in Veblen 125 plus years ago handed us the lens. No, so the next time you reach for the brand, the name of product, tanungin mo muna ang sarili mo, di ba? Ask yourself na, is this about me for my benefit for my benefit, or about how I want to be seen in the society? Because sometimes the smartest way to spend is to stop pretending and performing. Yun lamang po. Thank you all. Maraming salamat. And goodbye.